Very good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are in the world watching this live stream video from Martin Lynch and Sons. I'm joined today by Mark Haynes, Area Sales Manager for Kenwood UK, or JVC Kenwood UK now, isn't it? Because he's got a very, very important product placed between us to talk to us about and show us what it can do and why it does it. So, Mark, good afternoon.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on to yet another madhouse at Martin Lynch's open day. It's June the 11th, is it?
9th.
9th, I don't even know what day of the week it is. June the 9th, 2018. So here we have the new Kenwood TS-890. It was first shown at Dayton 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whenever it was. Very exciting, always is when Kenwood bring out a new product. And we're particularly pleased to see this one. Many new features, most prominently, of course, the fact that Kenwood have brought out a new transceiver with 70 megahertz on it, standard. So, Mark, tell us about the design philosophy and why this has arrived and when it's going to arrive, more importantly, as a production product.
Yeah, okay, Martin, thanks very much. And yeah, pleasure to be here as always. So as Martin has mentioned, we've got the TS-890 here, which is HF 6 and 70 megahertz. It's 100 watts on HF and 6 with 50 watts on 4 meters. And the 4 meter is on the European model only. So it looks like a sort of a baby 990 really on first glance, I suppose. We've got the same size screen, which is a touch screen, but it is a higher definition than you would find in the TS-990. The waterfall and the spectrum scope is a higher response, faster response. So we have down conversion architecture in the receiver, which we do get a lot of questions. Kenwood not going down the SDR route?
Yeah,
well,
I was going to ask that.
we have SDR in the spectrum scope. The reason that it's not in the receiver is because Kenwood are quite they're very firm in the belief of avoiding this ADC overload issue that you find. You tend to find it on a very crowded 40 or 80 meter band, not only where you've got strong signals in a small band, but also where you've got very close by large AM signals just outside the band, and in some cases below 7200. So the last thing that we want operators to be doing is to be applying attenuation, to be playing around with the RF gain. So it eliminates that, and also we're able to combine that with the use of 4 roofing filters fitted as standard. That gives us an outstanding receiver performance, and actually, based on the initial measurements from Kenwood in Japan, puts it at the very top of its receiver performance on some of the very well-known receiver ranking plots. So we're very excited about the performance of this receiver. That is a really key point about the 890. Aesthetically very pleasing, I would suggest. It is a nice size. It is smaller than the 990 and is actually probably halfway between the 590 and the 990. Yeah, we're hoping that it's going to be very popular, and certainly with the inclusion now of 70 megahertz, as more and more European countries are coming on board with 70 megs, it makes it a very appealing product for many customers.
Any idea, Mark, when the product's going to be launched? It's going to be this year?
We expect the product to be in production in August, so we're only 2 months away from actual production run. And this will be manufactured in Japan, as the 990 is. So the 890 is manufactured in Japan. And so first production month, August, and we expect it to be available here at Martin Lynch in September.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, we're taking deposits. Are we actually live still at the moment? We are?
Just about.
Okay. Sorry for the slight, the poor quality of the streaming. Our typical works every day. Come and use it today. Plays up. Okay, so we're looking at hopefully August, September. With a bit of luck, we'll get it in time for the big Newark Hamfest.
Yeah, and also just to mention that there will also be at the same time the SP-890 matching speaker, which will go alongside the radio, and there is an optional 270 hertz filter as a fifth filter to be added should it be needed.
It's also 12 volts operation.
Yep, 12 volts.
100
So
watts output.
that's correct.
You said that, didn't you?
Yep, that's correct. 2 antenna ports. It has a LAN port on the back of the transceiver, which can be connected direct to a router. So no need for a PC for operating remote. It's
What about
straight
external
in.
screen?
External screen, yep. So as the 990, it has the port at the back to connect to an external screen, which is a mirror image of the screen we have on the front of the radio here.
All right, well, as we get more information from Kenwood, we'll post that up on our website. If you've got any questions, then please either post them on our Facebook transmission now, or again, email us. Hope you've enjoyed looking at the radio. Gary, who's holding the camera, as steady as he can, is going to just go over the front panel for you before we put the glass dome back on it, as I'm sure you'd be interested in that. So if you want to come closer, Gary. And we'll just do a walk around. I have to say, I think the size is good. The criticism of smaller radios, that the knobs get smaller and smaller and buttons get more difficult to see, but they've given it a nice bit of real estate, as they call it, on the front panel, and certainly having such a huge screen, it's quite dominant in the design. But as always with Kenwood, we're always excited when they bring a new product out. They don't bring too many out, but when they do, they're normally real winners, as indeed the TS-890 was and still is. So thanks, Mark, for coming along today. We're getting towards the end of our day here, but if you are within the local area, do please pop in and have a look. Thank you for coming in. We're just going to scoot round the back apparently, so we're just going to change sides here. So I can actually show the connectivity. This is actually a pre-production model, Mark, isn't it? So it may well change. What you're seeing now may not be what finally arrives on the shelves in September, October time. Okay, there it is. All the best. Thanks for tuning in, and see you again. Bye-bye.